Senator McConnell, would you care to introduce the Kentucky nominees?
Thanks, Senator Cornyn, Senator Feinstein, members of the committee. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today to introduce 3 Kentuckians nominated by President Trump for the district courts in Kentucky. I know my colleague, Senator Paul, wishes he could be here today, but his recovery prevents him from it. However, I can indicate to all of you his strong support for each of these nominees I'm about to introduce. I'd like to commend President Trump on these 3 impressive nominations. Each of these talented individuals has stellar legal credentials and deep connections to the communities they've been asked to serve, and their service will be a great benefit to Kentucky and to the nation. First, let me introduce Claria Horn-Boom of Lexington to be U.S. District Judge for the Eastern and Western Districts of Kentucky. After graduating from Transylvania University and then from Vanderbilt Law School, Ms. Boom clerked for Judge Pierce Lively of the U.S. Sixth Circuit Court of Appeals, where she learned the characteristics of a good judge: to be fair-minded, professional, and to respect the particular role of a judge as an arbiter and not as a legislator. As an assistant U.S. attorney for first the Western District and then the Eastern District of Kentucky, Ms. Boom prosecuted complex fraud and financial crimes for 4 years. On cases from money laundering to tax fraud, she was involved in all stages of prosecution. At her current firm, one of the largest in the region, Ms. Boom has set herself apart. The firm chairman, the CEO, and partners from across the firm's footprint wrote to this committee stating that she has distinguished herself in every possible way: a sophisticated practitioner, a model in serving clients and their needs, a devoted mentor to young lawyers, a problem solver, and a firm leader. Furthermore, Judge Jennifer Kaufman, a retired judge who once held this seat, wrote to the committee that Ms. Boom is eminently qualified for the position which I once held. She went on to write, "I cannot imagine a more worthy successor." With experience as both a litigator and a transactional attorney, Ms. Boom will bring a breadth of experience to the federal bench. That outlook, plus her deep ties to the legal community in Kentucky, will serve her well as a judge for both the Eastern and Western districts. Now, on another nominee, President Trump has made history with the nomination of Ms. Rebecca Grady Jennings of Louisville to serve as the first woman on the U.S. District Court for the Western District of Kentucky. After graduating from Emory and then American University's Washington College of Law, Ms. Jennings clerked for Judge William Haynes of the Middle District of Tennessee. Since coming to Kentucky, she's built strong relationships in the legal community across the Commonwealth. As the director and chair of her firm's litigation practice group, Ms. Jennings is eminently qualified to assume the role of a judge. She has experience in a wide array of matters, from intellectual property litigation to employment litigation to class actions. In fact, every single partner at her firm signed on to a letter not only supporting her nomination, but also highlighting her, quote, excellent reputation for her legal abilities. A bipartisan group of attorneys and law professors from around Kentucky and the country also recommended Ms. Jennings' nomination to this committee. They wrote that although we do not necessarily share a common political or jurisprudential perspective with Ms. Jennings or each other, we are unanimous in our unqualified enthusiasm for her nomination. I have more letters of support from her clients, other lawyers in the community, and the managing director of her firm. They all share a common theme: that Ms. Jennings will make a thoughtful and principled federal judge. Now, on one final nominee, it's my privilege to introduce Magistrate Judge Robert Wier of Versailles to be the U.S. District Court Judge for the Eastern District of Kentucky. Judge Wier attended the University of Kentucky for his undergraduate degree and UK's College of Law, where I also received my law degree, and he graduated first in his class, unlike myself. He then clerked for a U.S. Sixth Circuit Court of Appeal Judge Eugene Seiler. During his successful career in private practice, Judge Wier developed strong relationships with his community and became a well-respected member of the bar. Since 2006, Judge Wier has served his community as a magistrate judge for the Eastern District of Kentucky. During that time, he's earned the respect of his judicial colleagues and the legal community. A group of 87 lawyers from across Kentucky wrote a letter in support of his nomination in which they wrote that Judge Wier has demonstrated that he possesses the attributes of an outstanding jurist, being prepared, diligent, fair-minded, and intelligent. It's no wonder why the judges of the Eastern District chose to unanimously reappoint him to a second term. Retired Judge Jennifer Kaufman also wrote from her firsthand experience working with this nominee. Judge Wier quickly impressed everyone, she wrote, with his strong intellect, thoroughness, humility, work ethic, kind and generous spirit, and fairness. Now Judge Wier has the opportunity to continue serving his community as a U.S. District Court judge, and I'm grateful for his willingness to dedicate himself further to the people of Kentucky and our country. So each of these nominees also enjoys the strong support of their families who are with them here today. So Senator Cornyn, thank you once again for permitting me to support these strong nominees to serve on the federal bench in my state. I'm confident that through today's hearing, this committee will find each of them is prepared to serve the country and the Commonwealth. And I appreciate the committee's consideration today and look forward to the confirmation of these three fine nominees.
Thank you, Senator McConnell. I know as Majority Leader you have a lot of demands on your time, so feel free to stay or leave as you wish.